common sense isn't there anymore because we're disconnected from reality. One of the reasons that I come to the farm is to get reconnected. And I'll tell you, you got to plant seeds. You want to be making more money, you got to plant seeds. Obviously not literal seeds, but most people I know are like, Tai, I'm broke. And I'm going, okay, what did you plant last month? Mentally, financially, that's going to pay off this month. Oh, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. People always got excuses. You see, most people know me as like a businessman, social media, but they don't realize my first mentor was a farmer. In fact, I own this farm here. His farm's not too far away. So I highly recommend that this year, that this be your year. The year that you plant at least 3 seeds, 3 different cash flow sources. Even if they start out slow. That's the thing. People are going, oh, like, how to make $1 million overnight? I'm going, well, that happens occasionally, but not often. Very few people make $1 million overnight. There's a guy who made $1 billion in 9 months who started Jet.com. That's probably the fastest rags to riches story. Kylie Jenner became a billionaire in a year or 2 from her makeup line. But in general, you plant seeds and they need time. But the key thing is, the quicker you get them planted, the better. When it comes to multiple streams of cash flow, the average millionaire has 3. And the average millionaire takes about 12 to 20 years to build those 3 streams of income. The problem is that discourages most people because that's too long. So what I'm all about and what I've been about is how can I cut the learning curve? So let me just give you a couple things, 3 things on how to cut the learning curve to increase your cash flow, increase your bank balance. The first thing is very, very, very important that you just start. And so many people are skeptical. But what's that Chinese saying? The journey of 1,000 steps, you know, begins with the first step. I probably butchered that saying, but try something. I tell people, try to make your first $100 a month. Then once you figure that out, make the first 1,000. From there, your first 10,000. From there, your first 100,000. Then you can go on and try to make $1 million a month. But step by step, you get ahead. Plant the seeds. Let them have a little bit of time. Number 2 that I think is important to increasing your cash flow is, as you can see here, I have oats. This is wheat, and that's barley over there. You want to plant multiple seeds. Now, there is a danger in doing too many things at once and you get distracted and you don't do any of them well. But there's also a danger of putting all your eggs in one basket. So it's kind of a toss-up. I was actually just thinking the other day, in hindsight, I wish I had planted, like I built 2 businesses. I had 2 streams of income. And I was like, there's no reason I shouldn't have had 3 in hindsight. So take it from me in hindsight. 3 seeds can be planted. Obviously, you can focus on one more than the other if it's doing better. And then number 3, you need realistic ways to make money. So realistic ways are a job. Okay. By the way, let me say what's not realistic. Thinking that just because you have a college degree in business administration or even an MBA, if you think that's a guarantee that you're going to make money in the modern world, I got a bridge to sell you. You're probably a sucker. You've been suckered. By the way, this is oats. It's for oatmeal. I'm going to harvest this organic oats that I grew. So my recommendation is realistic things that can make money. So there's 3 things that I know it can make money. Selling a physical product, selling a digital service, a digital product, and selling a service, specifically, ideally, to business owners. That's the best start. So I created a video. So let me step back. I created a test group. Go watch the explanation of how this test group works. But I put together, I'll just give you a 4th thing here before I say this. Quickest, most realistic way to make money is make money with somebody who's already making money. That's what's not talked about. You know, Bill Gates, who was the richest man in the world for 20 years, he started, Paul Allen was older than him and already had momentum. You see, like, partner with people who already have momentum. That's what I'm trying to say. All these people out there are going, Tai, how do I start a business from scratch? Well, businesses from scratch are harder. It's like building a house from scratch versus a house where it's pretty much all done and all you got to do is put the roof on. Less work. So that's a practical thing. Find people, if you know someone in your area that's got a 7 or 8 figure business, $1 to $20 million business, partner with them. It's not as hard as you think. I partnered, my first 2 businesses were successful because I partnered with a guy named Joel Salton and a guy named John Dewar. And they helped a lot. They cut the learning curve, did not take as long. It was not as risky. It was not as traumatic. And that's probably why I'm an entrepreneur now, because I didn't have that much, it wasn't that hard for me. I mean, it wasn't the easiest thing. It wasn't instant money, but it wasn't that hard in hindsight. Really didn't. I read people going, oh, business is so hard, everybody fails. I'm going, I realize the missing link is people aren't planting seeds quick enough. They're not realistic, and they're not doing it with somebody who's already successful. Do it with someone who's already successful. So watch this video. I recorded some, it's probably the best video I put out in the last 5 years. Go here. You'll have access to the test group if you want to get in, or you can just watch the free training. So see you on the next page.